Every once in a while, a piece of tech lands in this shop that makes me question whether it was shipped or smuggled to us via a Carillion freighter. What's up, you awesome geeks? Welcome back to the Smugglers Room. I'm Brian, and today we're not only going to build a very cool project, but we're going to look at the HeyGears Turbo RS Resin 3D printer. And let me just say this, if all printers worked as well as this one, no one would be afraid of resin printing. Let's start with the setup, because this thing was up and running faster than any resin printer I've used. From unboxing to starting the first print, we were talking 35 minutes. Why? There's a lot of reasons, but let's start with the HeyGears Turbo using a really clever floating screen auto leveling system. Instead of you manually fiddling with knobs or jamming paper underneath the build plate like you're tuning a 1970s holo projector, the printer does this automatically. Tiny actuators gently tilt the resin vat, while sensors in the print arm read the pressure across the entire screen. If something's off, like an uneven force or even debris, the system adjusts on the fly and evens everything out. The result? A perfectly leveled surface every time, and prints that come out looking flawless without you lifting a finger. From a user standpoint, the UI is a clean touchscreen interface, designed so a human and not a droid can understand it.
I don't know what all this trouble is about, but I'm sure it must be your fault. You watch your language.
Inside, you've got a fully enclosed system with a high-resolution monochrome screen and a custom light engine that delivers consistent exposure across the whole plate. Translation? No weird soft corners or lifting edges. No gradient exposure, just clean, sharp results. Now, once you hit print, the experience is, well, it's kind of shockingly simple. The Turbo RS uses a cloud-based or local network printing, which means I can upload files from their computer or even through an app. The slicing software is streamlined. Auto supports that I have honestly not had to change a single time. Plus, presets tuned specifically for their resins, and that's where I'm going to pause. In doing my research around HeyGears and their products, I found two things to be the most common. First, that HeyGears printers produce amazing prints, and that's fantastic. The second is that it's a closed ecosystem, and for some, that is not fantastic. But what do I mean by a closed ecosystem? This is typically where a manufacturer controls and locks down the hardware or software for a specific product. It's kind of like the Galactic Empire. When it comes to 3D printers, there tend to be an uprising of rebels that fight back against this control. Free the galaxy! Open source for everyone! We will not stand for this lockdown! Empire control of free people, I can stand with the rebels. Imperial oversight of 3D printing? I gotta say it, long live the Empire. Now let me explain, and bear with me a bit because I really think this is important. In my day job, I work for a manufacturer of both software and hardware. In my line of work, the products we make are engineered to work together, and that often gives you the best results. However, we also play nice with others and we allow our customers to mix and match outside of our ecosystem. Sometimes that works, and other times it's challenging for the customer. The same is true here with HeyGears. They have intentionally designed their machines to work with their resin. In doing this, they can perfectly dial in their product to deliver you the best results. This is not intentionally to prevent you from using other products. It's a result of engineering and testing. Some look at this as control or manufacturer putting restrictions on you as the user. From my standpoint, and maybe due to my career as a manufacturer, I understand that this is to provide the best experience for the customer. Having said all that, you can use third-party resins with HeyGears 3D printers. You can run the printers in open mode or by using their resin profiles available in the slicer. Your results may vary. Now, I want to be clear about something, as I know several folks are already cracking their knuckles and diving in to blast me in the comment section below. I'm not here to tell you how you should think, start arguments over open or closed ecosystems, convince you what machine is best for you, or anything of the sort. These are simply my opinions. Full transparency, HeyGears provided the machine for us in exchange for testing the printer and sharing feedback with all of you. They did not, however, tell us what to say or how we should portray HeyGears or their products. These are all our opinion. And in my case, I love the machine and I'm perfectly fine with sticking within the specifications and recommendations they provided, because in a month of nonstop printing, I have had 0 failures. and that blows my mind. Okay, with that out of the way, and before we take a good look at the quality, let me show you their wash and cure station, as they're fantastic. The wash and cure station is better than any I've used to date. The wash station uses this double tub system. You fill one with the alcohol solution, and then it agitates the solution thoroughly, washing the resin from your print. When you finish, you stack the full tub on top of the empty tub, and the solution drains from the top into the lower tub, leaving your prints rinsed and clean. There's a filter at the bottom as well, and that captures any loose bits of resin that you can clean out. And one more thing, let me show you the support removal, and this was my honest feedback.
Wow. Oh. That was easy.
I have never been able to remove resin supports so easily as I can with the prints off of this machine. It was like butter. Supports on other printers, they've always been a challenge for me. These peel off with nearly zero effort. And this goes back to what I said about using a machine that is perfectly calibrated for the type of resin and the slicing software. This has never been more easy for me with better results. Now, let's look at the detail and the quality of these prints. Wow, what else can I say? The quality on these prints are better than any I've ever had with any other printer. One thing I really want to point out is the profile. So when you see this print, you'll notice the uneven edges, as well as damage and chipped areas. This is caused by the supports. Now, this could be 100% me and my lack of knowledge around supports, the proper way to size them, position them, adjust them, and so on. But look at this one. Look how clean, straight, and perfect this is. And you know how much work I had to do in the slicing software to achieve this level of supports? I clicked generate supports. Done. Okay, I know in the comments people are going to jump on me that I need to understand supports, that I should try to study supports. Maybe I should worship supports. The slicer software, machine, and resin all dialed in, and all I had to do was drop in a model and hit go. Now, one more thing before we get into the build of this cool project. Inevitably, when we show various tools or machines, things tend to revolve around price. It's a real thing. And this is not a cheap budget printer. That means it's not going to be in that under $350 mark. It's a high-end printer. The proprietary resins are also more expensive than many of the budget resins that you'll find on places like Amazon. However, when you get into a machine like this, you're investing in its performance and thereby a much higher level of success for your projects. I have had less expensive resin printers with cheap resin and many, many failed prints, wasted hours, and a whole lot of frustration. So just keep that in mind when you're reviewing this particular project. You're investing in precision. Also, HeyGears is having an awesome sale right now with great deals on their websites for both printers and resin. So you want to check the links and all the details in the description below. So we have some incredible prints. What project should we dive into? Given the quality of the prints, I thought this would be a great opportunity to build a small-scale Death Star trench run display. This is one of those projects I've always wanted to attempt. I also decided to try and add a little DIY to the project by picking up this wall-mounted display. I grabbed this from Michael's on sale for about 15 bucks. In looking at it, I could totally see making my own versions of this, but I know many of you don't have a full shop of woodworking tools, so I thought this was a great way that you could pick up something like this and modify it. Now, there isn't a lot of complexity to this little build, and even if you didn't have a HeyGears RS Turbo, or any type of printer for that matter, you could kit bash your own trench run details from model parts or scrap bits. I will point out that the Death Star trench tiles are courtesy of Masashi Models. He is a fantastic 3D artist and has a ton of great models surrounding Star Wars. I've linked his Facebook group as well as other links where you can find his work and get your own set. With this project, I thought it would be interesting to skin the lower section up front and the blank section in the back with some gray acrylic that I first score on the laser cutter and then I spray it with black paint and then peel back. Ultimately, I didn't care for the look. It was distracting, so I opted to recut the acrylic and go with a flat black, which I like a lot better. With the weathering, I have a habit of starting off very timid on every project. It's a combination of uncertainty on how I want to weather the project and the unknown way that the material is going to respond. That said, most of the time though, I end up covering the entire project with some sort of wash after starting off slow and then using techniques like mineral spirits to pull back some of the weathering until it reaches a state I'm happy with. Of course, to tie all of this together, I pulled some old 90s micro machines, Luke's X-Wing and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, to finish this off. I think it would look a lot better with some higher end models, and maybe even a bit of LED lighting to bring it some life. But this one's for me, and these micro machines, they have some sentimental value, so I'm gonna roll with it this way. The project itself is very simple. Though I'm pleased with how it looks, I'd love to build more of these. As a whole, the point of this video was not simply a commercial for a sponsored product, though I know in the comments some of you will indicate that. For me, this was a chance to share a machine that I see a lot of potential for my projects, and I'm certain for at least one of you that you see the potential for your projects. Much of what the Smugglers Room is all about is sharing ideas to inspire you, techniques you can use to further your projects, excitement for the craft, and yes, even an awesome machine like the HeyGears Turbo Resin 3D printer. A huge thanks to HeyGears for sponsoring this video. You can find all the links to their sale and their products in the description below. And a massive thank you to our amazing Patreon community, the Smugglers Guild, to which none of this would be possible for us. And a big thank you to all of you for watching, and we'll see you the next time we build something out of nothing.